and do the right
We
thing.
the people, the American people. This is what they're doing with all of our money. They want to give 95 billion to Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan.
I think the House should pass the Senate's bill.
What's wrong with this picture?
Negotiation.
How much money are we going to give to everyone? Why not give the money to the people, the Americans? This is American money. Congress, it should be illegal for them to just blindly just keep giving millions and millions and millions of dollars to people who are not even American citizens. No, we don't. No, we do not. This needs to stop. I have seen what they did when they brought the Afghanistans here, the Mexicans here, everyone, right? Illegally. Why couldn't they come legally? A lot of other people have waited years, okay? I used to work for the Department of State. So, yeah, I have an invested stake in this. I'm also a veteran. I'm also an American citizen. I am also Native American. And so when I see that all this money, how do we have all this money when people are in the street? People can't pay their rent. Yeah, not me. But the thing about being an American is to think about somebody else besides yourself, to think about your country, to think about everyone that's impacted. You mean to tell me with this war on drugs that we have, with these young people and all the issues that they're facing, we can't allocate money for that? No. Nobody cares about drunk Pelosi because Pelosi has been in office for how long exactly? And all of these individuals, like Schumer, has been in office for how long? Enriching themselves. It is not their money. That is the thing that I would like people to realize with Congress. It is not their money. It is our money, all of us that work for it, that pay taxes, that pay into the system. So, to me, if you wanted to help people from Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, why don't you help the citizens from these countries that are here in America? Because certainly, if they're here legally, they're seeking asylum, they should be able to be helped. But we need to kick all this money to other countries, and you're still talking about Putin. Trump's not even in office. What are you talking about Putin for? Talk about Biden. Talk about Cracky Crack and all the money and everything, all the gifts that they have gotten, and how it still is going on to this day. So, no, I'm getting ready to call Speaker Johnson. You better not give no money to anyone. That money belongs to America. It belongs to American people. It belongs to the people that are here legally. And yeah, I mentioned that, the legal issue. Because legally, people that are not citizens should not vote in elections like they have done in DC. I don't mind people being helped. Nobody should be hungry and on the street. But how can you open up the borders and let all these people in and you know you don't have resources for them? People all across this country are impacted by this. Businesses are impacted by this. Housing is impacted by this. Education, resources. People that work and live and might need some assistance can't even get it. Can't even get it because they're taking our money and just giving it away blindly. Where's the money going? No, from now on, no outside country needs American dollars. Americans need Americans' dollars. America's dollars. It's our money. And so I want everyone to take a look at this is what your elected officials do. This is what they do. Want to give all this money to people. How do we even know who it's going to? To me, it sounds like human trafficking. It sounds like corruption. It sounds like money laundering because people work for this money. You're telling people, you tell government employees and teachers and nurses and and firefighters and police officers. Now I know that that's local jurisdictions, but just see how it impacts your local. When something nationally happens, it affects you locally. It affects you locally. It affects us all. So here's my thing: no more bailouts. Airlines, you're not getting bailed out anymore. Banks, you're not getting bailed out anymore. Auto industry, not getting bailed out anymore. It's time to bail out the American taxpayer. Taxes go for this. People's blood, sweat, and tears go for this. I don't think so. I wish people would just learn to hold them accountable. Watch what they're doing. It's not just about protesting, showing up with signs. That's why some advocacy outreach, I get it, but at the same time, you need to pass legislation and hold them accountable, which means don't just show up on certain days with signs and have a little meeting that they already have set up. I used to work on Capitol Hill. So you have the chief of staff, and the chief of staff dictates usually what the agenda is for the congressperson or the senator. You have a scheduler. The scheduler then dictates what gets on the schedule according to the chief of staff. So know how your government works and know how your government is working against you, working against your best interest, your bottom line. Inflation at the supermarket, but we're giving out, oh, look how much money. So this needs to stop. The only way that it will, unless people rise up together and pass legislation together. So I was supposed to be an advocacy day today in Annapolis. Bad weather. I have some things to handle in my own jurisdiction. The point that I want to make to you all, pay attention. I don't just watch Fox. I watch CNN too, C-SPAN, the whole nine. I also read the newspapers from multiple jurisdictions. LA Times, Washington Post, New York Times, Chicago Tribune, Baltimore Sun, just to name a few. It will behoove you to pay attention and to speak up, because come election, it's going to be too late. They've already passed all the money, they've spent it all out, and they're going to tell you as an American, there's no money for you. There's no money for you when you are a citizen here. No, absolutely not. So that's my spiel, and I'm going to then translate not just a video. I don't just post a video. No, I write letters. I send emails, phone calls, and then I show up. Yeah, we're going to have a meeting. We're going to discuss this. And a lot of times, the people who are the gatekeepers, they don't want you to have a meeting because everything has to be scripted. The congressperson or senator needs to know what you are going to say before you say it, so that way they can get their response ready. That's why we need more town hall meetings, more public engagement, not just them sitting on TV holding pressers, because I have been there. I have seen. They'll hold a press conference about stuff that wasn't even discussed, or they just want to hit the highlights. So, take action. Contact Speaker Johnson. No more dough. No more dough. That money does not need to leave the country. That money belongs to the country. It belongs inside the country and for the people. We the people.